各位记者朋友，大家下午好，欢迎出席。
Good afternoon. Welcome to the press conference. 3 announcements first. At the invitation of a member of the Standing Committee of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Vice Premier of the State Council Ding Xuexiang, Malaysia's Deputy Prime Minister Wan and Minister of Rural and Regional Development will pay an official visit to China. Cambodia, at the invitation of a member of Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Minister of Foreign Affairs Wang Yi, Cambodian Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation will visit China. As the invitation of member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Director of the Office of the Central Commission for Foreign Affairs Wang Yi, Special Advisor to Brazilian President, will visit China from May the 22nd to 29th. Now questions, please.
发言人您好，人民日报社记者提问：近期，众多国家和国际组织领导人重申坚持一个中国原则，支持中国统一大业。
Recently, many leaders from the international community have supported China and reiterated their commitment to the One China principle. What's your comment on this? Recently, political leaders and heads of international organizations have reaffirmed their commitment to the One China principle. Kazakhstan president said that Kazakhstan remains unwavering in its commitments to the One China principle. Uzbekistan president said that the elections in the Taiwan region is internal affairs of China. Other countries have no right to interfere or make irresponsible remarks. Kyrgyzstan president said that they will support China on Taiwan, Xinjiang, Hong Kong, and Xizang-related issues. Pakistani president said that Pakistan remains firmly committed to the One China principle and Taiwan is an inseparable part of Chinese territory. Venezuelan president said that there is but one China in the world. In the international system, centered with the UN at the center, there is only one China. This is a fact. Kiribati president and foreign minister said that they uphold the right position of supporting China's efforts of safeguarding national reunification and sovereign territorial integrity. Guyana prime minister said that they will not support Taiwan's participation in any international organization or international conference that only sovereign countries have the right to participate in. Tonga Prime Minister said that Tonga remains committed to the One China principle and firmly supports UNGA Resolution 2758. Russian Foreign Minister said that on Taiwan question, Russia supports China's reunification efforts. This position is very clear. Serbia Foreign Minister said that on the Taiwan question, Serbia has only one policy, that is, China's sovereignty and territorial integrity brooks no infringement. Serbia is committed to the One China principle, and how to settle the Taiwan question is for the Chinese themselves. Sri Lanka head of the Congress, Botswana heads of Congress, Laos Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, Palestinian Presidential Office, Iranian Foreign Minister, General Secretary of UN Office in Geneva and Vienna, International Energy Organization General Secretary, and other heads of international organizations openly reaffirmed their commitments to the One China principle and their commitment to UNGA Resolution 2758. As Wang Yi said, the One China principle cannot be violated, and Taiwan independence separatist activities will not succeed. China will realize reunification. Every time Taiwan independence separatist makes trouble, the international community will be more firmly committed to the One China principle. The international community will remain committed to this principle. This is unshakable, and no one will succeed in attempting to challenge the One China principle or preventing China's reunification. Next question, please.
谢谢法新社提问。
AFP. US Congress announced yesterday that, according to an investigation, car makers, including BMW, used particles related to forced labor as regard to their exports to the US. What's your comment?
不仅不是预防强迫劳动，而是
The U.S. so-called Uyghur Forced Labor Prevention Act is not preventing forced labor but creating forced unemployment. It is infringing on Xinjiang people's rights to survival, employment and development under the pretext of human rights. This act not only sanctioned Chinese companies but also coerced companies of all countries onto the chariot of suppressing China. They try to create an economic coercion alliance, such acts that disrupt international trade rules and international industrial and supply chains represent U.S. hegemonism and bullying. It is retrogression of human progress. China strongly condemns and firmly opposes this and will take forceful measures to safeguard our lawful rights and interests. Next question, please.
我是彭博社的记者。请问一下，就是上周
Bloomberg. Last week, China and the United States held the AI intergovernmental dialogue. What's the progress, and how about the future? Have the two sides reached any breakthroughs?
双方
On this dialogue, both sides have released the results. Let me stress that China is committed to putting the people as the center and make AI for good. We are committed to ensuring that AI technology will be beneficial, secure, and fair. We would like to work with the U.S. to enhance exchange and cooperation in AI, explore sustainable development of AI, and maintain communication on the response to risks. Next question, please.
谢谢发言人。湖北广电记者提问：我们注意到，有少数中国建交国的议员钱正耀等参加了赖清德就职仪式，或对赖表达了祝贺。请问中方对此有何评论？谢谢。
我们坚决反对
We noted lawmakers and former political figures have attended the inauguration ceremony of Lai Ching-te with China's comment. China strongly opposes official interaction of any form between China's Taiwan region and countries that have diplomatic relations with China. Such acts damage the peace and security across the Taiwan Strait. China strongly condemns these words and actions. The One China principle is the political foundation and prerequisite for the establishment of diplomatic relations between China and other countries. The definition of the One China principle is very clear. That is, there is but one China in the world. Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory, and the government of the People's Republic of China is the sole legal government representing the whole of China. We urge relevant countries and politicians to stop wrongdoing of manipulating the Taiwan question for political purposes, sending wrong signals to Taiwan independence separatist forces, or hollowing out the One China principle. In recent days, political leaders from various sectors have spoken up frequently to reaffirm their commitments to the One China principle, sending out the voice of justice from the international community. This once again demonstrates that the international community's overwhelming adherence to the One China principle is unshakable. Here, I would like to stress that the One China principle must not be violated. Taiwan independence separatist actions will not succeed, and the historical trend of China's reunification cannot be reversed. China will take all necessary measures to firmly safeguard its interests. Next question, please.
谢谢发言人。中新社记者提问：中方刚刚发布了柬埔寨副首相兼外交与国际合
Can you share more details about Cambodia's Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister's visit to China? China and Cambodia are traditional friends and ironclad friends. The two sides have taken the lead in building a community with a shared future for mankind. Since last year, President Xi Jinping has met with King Sihamoni and Prime Minister Hun Mane. They have led the building of a community with a shared future for China and Cambodia into a new era. The two sides signed a new version of action plan on building a community with a shared future between the two countries. Last week, member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Foreign Minister Wang Yi visited Cambodia and co-chaired the 7th meeting of China-Cambodia Intergovernmental Coordination Committee. The two sides reached important consensus. The Cambodian Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister has made China his first stop of overseas visit. We appreciate that. Chinese leaders will meet with him. Comrade Wang Yi will hold talks with him and exchange views on international and regional issues of mutual interest and bilateral cooperation. China looks forward to working with Cambodia to further build the community with a shared future between the two countries and benefits the two peoples. Next question, please.
谢谢法新社。
AFP. ICC prosecutor said that the ICC applied for arrest warrant towards Prime Minister Netanyahu and leaders of Hamas. China is not a party to ICC, but what's your comment on this?
We noted the reports. Let me stress that on immediately stopping fighting in Gaza and ending the humanitarian crisis suffered by Palestinian people, there is overwhelming consensus in the international community. That is, the collective punishment on Palestinian people should not continue. China has always stand on the side of justice and fairness on the Palestinian question and on the side of international law. We support all efforts of the international community in promoting the comprehensive, just and enduring settlement of the Palestinian question. We hope the ICC will uphold an objective and just position and perform their duties in accordance with law. Next question, please.
谢谢发言人。总台国广记者提问：我们注意到王毅外长日前访问了哈萨克斯坦，请发言人进一步介绍此访的有关情况。谢谢。
Can you share Foreign Minister Wang Yi's visit to Kazakhstan? On May the 20th, a member of the Political Bureau of the CPC Central Committee and Foreign Minister Wang Yi paid an official visit to Kazakhstan. Kazakhstan President met with Foreign Minister Wang Yi. Foreign Minister Wang Yi also met with the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister of Kazakhstan, signed a protocol, and jointly met the press. Foreign Minister Wang Yi said that under the personal care and promotion of President Xi Jinping and President Tokayev, the two countries have become comprehensive strategic partners and decided to build a community with a shared future on this basis. We would like to work with Kazakhstan to implement the common understandings between the two presidents, carry forward the traditional friendship, and deliver more benefits to the two peoples and countries. China appreciates Kazakhstan's commitment to the One China principle. China will also support Kazakhstan in safeguarding its national independence, sovereignty, and territorial integrity, and opposing external interference in Kazakhstan's internal affairs. Kazakhstan said that Kazakhstan is China's good partner. The good friendship between the two presidents has led friendly cooperation between the two countries and the golden 30-year between the two countries. Kazakhstan would like to work with China in the spirit of mutual respect and good neighborliness to promote the rapid growth of bilateral relations. President Xi Jinping proposed the 3 global initiatives. Kazakhstan spoke highly of this. They will remain firmly committed to the One China principle. The two countries believe that bilateral relations are in line with the trend of the times. The two sides will continue to leverage our respective advantages, engage in Belt and Road cooperation, and leverage the platform of Luban Workshop and Confucius Institutes, enhance people-to-people bond between the two countries. The two sides also appreciated the successful holding of China Central Asian Summit in Xi'an. We would like to work with other Central Asian countries to provide stronger impetus in building a closer China-Central Asian community with a shared future. The two sides reaffirmed that they will uphold the international system with the UN at its core and the international order with international law as the basis, oppose unilateralism and hegemonism, and make global governance more just and reasonable. Next question, please.
Thank you. Question from Reuters. The U.S. Secretary of State, Antony Blinken, has congratulated Taiwan's new leader. Does the ministry have any comment on this? Thank you.
路透社，美国国务卿祝贺赖清德任选，对此何回应？
一个中国原则和中美三个。
What the U.S. has done is a severe violation of the One China principle and the Three China-U.S. joint communiques, and a breach of its commitment to maintaining only cultural, commercial, and non-official relations with the Taiwan region. The U.S. sent a seriously wrong signal to Taiwan independent separatist forces. China deploys and opposes it and has made serious protests to the U.S. There is but one China in the world. Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. The Taiwan question is at the very core of China's core interests and is the first red line that must not be crossed. China has firmly opposed official interaction between Taiwan and the U.S. and opposed the U.S. interference in Taiwan affairs. We urge the U.S. to correct its wrongdoing at once, act on the U.S. President Biden's commitment of not supporting Taiwan independence and not using Taiwan as a tool to contain China, stop fudging and holding out One China principle, and stop emboldening and supporting Taiwan independence to the detriment of peace and stability across the Taiwan Strait. Taiwan independence leads nowhere, and anyone who connives in and supports Taiwan independence is doomed to failure. No external interference can hold back the historic trend towards China's reunification, and any attempt to challenge the One China principle and endanger China's national sovereignty and territorial integrity will be met with China's resolute response. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。北京青年报记者提问：近日，台湾外事部门发表声明，对中方谴责台湾当局行贿危地马拉的政要以换取政治支持表示抗议。请问中方对此有何评论？谢谢。
台湾当局对危地马拉滥施金援外交的事实清楚，证据确凿。危地马拉。
What is your comment on Taiwan's Foreign Affairs Department issued a statement protesting the mainland's condemnation over the Taiwan authorities' bribery of Guatemalan leaders and officials in exchange for political support? The facts and evidence on DPP authorities' dollar diplomacy with Guatemala are clear and solid. Guatemala's former president openly admitted that he had received bribery from the Taiwan authorities in exchange for maintaining so-called diplomatic relations with Taiwan. Around the world, 183 countries have established diplomatic ties with China. That proves the DPP authorities' reckless pursuit of Taiwan independence and secession to be futile and self-deceptive. Whatever the DPP authorities does, it will not shake the One China principle and will not hinder the unstoppable trend toward China's reunification. We hope that Guatemala and the very few other countries will come to recognize where the trend leads and make the right decision soon. Next question, please.
环球时报记者提问：前不久，第33届
Global Times. Days ago, the 33rd Ordinary Session of the Council of the League of Arab States at the summit level was held in Bahrain. With a focus on the Palestinian question, the session adopted the Bahrain Declaration and relevant resolutions, emphasized Arab states' unified position on the Palestinian question, and appreciated China's position on the Palestinians' question. What's your comment? China noted this summit adopted the Bahrain Declaration and resolutions. The session called for implementing the two-state solution and convening an international peace conference, supported reconciliation among different factions of Palestine, and called on major countries to discard political calculations and double standards. China supports the Arab states in strengthening solidarity and playing a bigger role in the Palestinian question. We stand ready to work with the Arab states to step up coordination and contribute to cooling down the Palestinian-Israeli tensions and bring the Palestinian question back to the two-state solution. Next one, please.
谢谢发言人。东方卫视记者提问。那么我们关注到有报道提到，多米尼加现任总统
Dragon TV is reported that the current Dominican president and candidate of the Modern Revolution Party, Luis Abinader, won the presidential election and is headed to a second term. What's your comment and expectation for the bilateral relations? We sincerely congratulate President Abinader on his re-election. We believe that under his leadership, Dominica will achieve new progress. Over the past 6 years since the establishment of diplomatic relations, China and Dominica have maintained positive momentum in growing in bilateral relations, deepened friendship between the two peoples, and had fruitful practical cooperation. China highly values its friendship with Dominica and stands ready to work with the new government to expand cooperation and let the bilateral relations bear more fruitful results. Next one, please.
还有其他的问题吗？
Are there any more questions?
谢发言人，总台央视记者提问。那据报道，英国高等法院
It's reported that UK High Court made a verdict on Assange WikiLeaks founders case. What is your comment on that? People have followed what happened to Assange because this case tells the world clearly what is true US-style freedom of press, that is, revealing other countries' secrets should be rewarded and revealing the US secrets should be punished. This is the nature of US-style freedom of press. Freedom of press are just like tools that the US uses to suppress others and perpetuate its hegemony. Assange has won a round in its fighting against the US hegemony, but whether he will win the final victory, we will wait and see. Any more questions?
没有的话，今天的记者会到此结束。
That's the end of today's press conference. Thank you for coming.